Hello, Gun Nation. Big Johnson coming at you. Well, as you can see by the title, we've got about 2,000 rounds through it. Actually, over 2,000 rounds, and I'll go over that in the video. And this is regarding the CZ P-10F, and this is the US version. So, people have asked what I thought about it, and I really wanted to give it a lot of time. I wanted to get a lot of time behind it, and that's kind of what I've done. Now, just to let you know, I do have a lot of time behind it without an optic because the plates weren't available for a long time and I was still shooting it, testing it, and trying it. Now, the plates are available. Well, put it this way. The plate I purchased was from CZ Custom. They had them out first, and we'll kind of go over some stuff that people have said and give you my opinions on everything, and kind of go from there. Y'all have probably seen a lot of shooting videos, and if you want to see them, I have them posted. This is just kind of my thoughts, opinions, likes, dislikes, and where we go from here. So, first off, let's go ahead and show it. This is the P-10F. It is actually unloaded. I actually have the mag here, separate, and we'll talk about that in a second. So, and we'll go over some, if you want to look up the stats and all that stuff, you can check all that out. Those are kind of boring for a lot of people. The thing I really like it is a 19+1 capacity, and it is a full-size firearm. And that is one thing I really love about it. So it's got a lot of meat to it, so to say. But some things I really like. I love the front serrations. Of course, the rear serrations, these are very nice. It does have the Picatinny rail, the dual Picatinny rail. Y'all have probably seen it right there. Trigger's really nice. This is the updated mag release, and I've had not one issue with it. So it's not ambidextrous. You can move it to the other side. I do like the aggressiveness of the stippling, or I guess their texturing. However, I think this is a little less than my P10C. Personally, it feels a little less. Had some questions like, have you had any of the pins walk out? You can see the pins in the pistol. You can see from this side. From this side, I've had not one pin walk out. Everything's been really tight. And just to let you know, I actually have over 2,400 rounds through this. And you ask, how do I know? Well, here's what I do for my testing, and this is the way I do it. Okay? And if y'all follow me on Instagram, you've seen I order a lot of ammo online, usually 1,000 rounds at a time, sometimes 2,000 rounds at a time, and I try to grab it when it's on sale. I shoot a lot of Full Metal Jacket with testing, and I have ran HST and SIG. Sorry, had a little blank. Hollow points through this, and it does run fine. Had no problems with it. But this is the way I do my testing. I use these little cheap cashew Walmart jars. They're the little canisters, and you'll see this is labeled number 1. Okay, we have figured it up that you can get about 480 plus rounds in here. I think it's like 490 or something exactly. But what I've done is fill this all the way to the top with 9mm, of course. And I've gone through 5 of these, 5 containers. They're all marked. I've got tons of these things. They're easy to transport ammo in, cheap. You can screw the lid on it. You can put a little disc pack or whatever the little gel pack is for moisture. I've not had one issue with any ammo. So I use these, and they're very convenient to put in your range bag and take to the range. So that's why I use these. So with that being said, I have ran 5 full canisters just through this gun. I set these aside, and I put a little piece of tape on them, and I say, P10F, P10F, and that shows me which ones I'm using, and I mark them down. So that's it. So it really has about 2,400 rounds through this pistol. Have I had any failures? Not one. Nothing. I mean, it's ran every single thing I've put through it. The optic I chose on this one is the Trijicon RMR. It is I think the 6, the number, it is the adjustable, and it's the, 3.5, I believe, dot, and not had any issues with it either. I do not have the co-witness sights as of yet. These are the stock sights, and I actually do like these stock sights. I liked the blacked out rear, and this, prior to the optic, I was running that. Had no issues with them, actually. I really like them. Well, I will let you know the little night sight that's in here, like if you take it into a dark closet or at night, it's really not super bright. It's bright, but it's very small. So, you know, it'd be nice if it had a little bigger, brighter dot on it, but it does have the orange around it, and I actually like this better than their old little orange ring they had, the little small one. So I do like that. Also, I have tried it with the medium backstrap. Tried shooting it quite a bit, and it just seems kind of small to me. Just me personally. So I went back and put the large on it. Now, when you do punch these pins out, they're a little difficult. The way that I do it is I just put it on a tape roll, a big like duct tape roll, put it on there, tap it right out, and I do use the correct punch that's small, and then I use the roll pin punch, not just a regular punch, because I don't want to flatten it or round it out. And I've had no issues with it. I know people have complained saying they had a hard time getting this out. If you use too shallow of a punch, a little tiny punch, it's not going to work. You need a long punch, the width of this to exceed that, and it'll go right through. I've had not one issue. It does have kind of a little bevel inside this magwell. It's not a protruded magwell, but it does have a little bevel there, and it actually helps. I'm not a super speed loader if you've watched my videos. I do like the bigger trigger guard. I do like the large undercut. This is my hand on the pistol, and I have, you know, large hands, but it fits just right. With this hand on here, you know, I've had no issues. I do like the little memory here that they've put here. It's not super aggressive, but it does work. You know, you can put rest your finger right up on there, and it does its purpose. Takedown is super easy. You know, y'all have all seen that. If you're not aware of this slide, the P-10F slide, will actually go on your P-10C frame. So I can move this optic slide to my P-10C, and it will shoot. It shoots fine. I've done that. Back to the magazines. Magazines, this is the newer one. It does have the dual cuts. You can see the two on each side. This will fit your P-10C also. Your P-10C mag or your P09 stock mag will not fit your P-10F because it does not have the 4 cuts right there on the sides. So there's that. I really like the magazines. I've had no issues with them. They seem to be wearing great. I've bought 4 additional, I believe, and no issues. I did notice the base plates from the P-10C to the P-10F. The base plates are different. You can kind of see they're kind of a weird white. It's got a little bit of white coming through. And I've dropped these. I haven't had any break, so I guess they're okay. You can see some little gashes in there where I've dropped them off the gravel and stuff. You know, haven't seen any issues with them yet. They've fed perfectly. Springs seem to be doing okay, and of course it does have the orange type follower in it if you've seen that, but this one's loaded, so I'm not going to unload it. As far as carrying the pistol, I have actually carried it with self-defense ammo in it because I've ran it, so I trust it, and I am running it in the Harry's holster rig. I'm really loving this. I've got the heavy-duty steel clip on there. I like that. I've got the claw and the wedge, so I do run appendix. So, and it fits in there perfectly, snaps, won't come out, you know, really liking this a lot. So, and if you're interested in the Harry's holster, you can use my discount code. It's Big Johnson, capital B, capital J, all smashed together, and that'll save you 10% off. You'll notice he does actually have it put in there, P-10F, it's for the CZ P-10F, so it actually is right there on the sweat shield. So, but really loving the holster. Gotta have my orange, I like my orange. But back to the pistol. A lot of people have asked, you know, does yours rattle? As you can all hear, it does. Not a big deal. My C doesn't really do that. However, I think they made, since this is the US version, I think they added a little more play for potentially, like, you know, if dirt were to get in there or something like that, it's going to work fine. You know, just have a little more slack in it. Now, as far as accuracy, This gun's way more accurate than I am. I'll go ahead and say that right now. It does have the cold hammer forged barrel. Y'all are probably familiar with that. Not one issue. You know, I've even checked to see if my slide plate's popping off. It's not doing any of that. You know, I've had no issues with this. So it's kind of like I said, 2,400 rounds. Just wanted to share my experiences with it. If you do have any questions, any comments, please leave them below. But so far, am I liking this? Do I recommend this? Yes, highly. Love the pistol. Love everything about it. A lot of people have asked, you know, do a comparison between this and your P09, because if you followed me, you know I love the P09. Of course, you're dealing with a striker fire pistol versus a double action, single action pistol, but I will do that also. So just wanted to share this with you. I appreciate y'all watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments below. And remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation, so we all got to carry on.